Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Natalie and today we are doing another TBR for August. I have my little TBR cards here. I will have them linked down below if you guys are interested in them. I'm so excited to get into this. To be honest, I've just had a kind of a rough reading year. I think you guys might have noticed that. I don't know, I haven't found a lot of books that I have absolutely loved. I've definitely found some great books that I would totally recommend to people, but I've just been struggling like kind of wanting to read and then just connecting with the books that I do end up reading. So let's just hope that this TBR will help us get through that little slump that I've been in for quite a while now. I have some new books on here, some old books on here, you know the drill, but we are going to jump right into this TBR. I do have a very exciting trip coming up this next week that has been in the works for a little while now. I hope you guys are excited because there's going to be some really great content coming out of it. That's just a little hint, but I'm very excited to get into this TBR. So let's pick out our August reads. I think I'm going to do around 8 to 10 reads. I'm not exactly sure. Again, I've been actually really wanting to read lately, so that is very hopeful and I'm happy about that, but we'll see how many we end up doing. Let's just jump into read number 1. Okay, first prompt is a book with a person on the cover. I'm sure we have honestly quite a few of these. A lot of these books have people on the cover. Mistakes Were Made does, Dora Goes Off Script does, Mary Jane does, I believe. I think I already know what I'm gonna pull. And I think the book that I'm going to pull first is Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. This has 2 people on the cover, so we are set there. If you guys saw my recent video, you'd know that my best friend just came into town and she also reads quite a bit, but her newest and latest obsession has been Lynn Painter. She raves about Lynn Painter's books and she's not like a super romance. She tends to lean more towards like fantasy and thrillers and that kind of stuff, but she is obsessed with Lynn Painter's writing and she made me pick up this book. Well, she didn't make me. I definitely just decided to pick it up, but she highly encouraged that I pick up Lynn Painter's book Better Than the Movies. I've heard so many incredible things about it, but like looking at the cover, I would just think it's just kind of like a cheesy little rom-com, which I do love, but it's not a book that I think would like change the world, you know what I mean? But she just raves about this, so I feel like I have to pick it up in honor of her. This is a cutesy little rom-com, but this book is about Liz. She has grown up next to this boy named Wes, and you'd think that they would just like hit it off, but he was always that annoying kid who always like put a damper on her dreams until she needs his help. Liz's longtime crush Michael actually moves back into town and her dream is to like go to prom with him, but Michael ends up kind of getting close to Wes, her next door neighbor. So Liz is like, well, I need to scheme and make a plan with Wes so I can get to Michael, but during that time she actually ends up kind of liking Wes. So there's a turn of events. Just heard great things. I have to read this because my best friend told me to read this and I'm going to read it. So this is gonna be our first pick for August. Book number 2 of August. Ooh, okay, a book with chapter titles. I don't know if I've ever got this one. So obviously I need to kind of go through a couple books. We're gonna go through books that I have been wanting to pick up and see if they have chapter titles, and then we'll kind of go off of that. I'm gonna pull this book. It's called Last Night at the Telegraph Club. I was actually recommended this one by a queer book owner here in Columbus. I was at a little market and they were set up and they were selling books and I asked them what their favorite one was and they recommended this one to me, but let's see if it has chapter titles. Okay, nope, unfortunately it just has number titles, so we'll have to put this one back. I think I'm going to grab Picking Daisies on Sundays for this one. It does have number titles, but under each number there's like a little saying, so I'm gonna count that as chapter titles. This story is about Daniela. She found love in her childhood best friend named Levi, and that kind of broke apart and her heart was completely broken. But now it is 4 years later and she actually runs into him in a bar one night and can't help but obviously want to talk to him. She ends up talking to him and he asks her to be his fake date for his sister's wedding, and she somehow, some way agrees. She thinks this is going to be like their second chance at love or friendship possibly, but then she's questioning if she should have said no to kind of protect her heart. So we'll see if they end up having a happy ending. Again, the cover of this is so cute. I've been eyeing it forever, but I just have never picked it up, and I honestly haven't really dove into reviews of this at all. I don't really know what people's opinions of this are, so it'll be interesting for my own opinion and see what I think of it, but such a cute cover. So we're gonna pick this one for our second read of August. Pick number 3 of August is a book by an author you've never read before. No, sorry. that's wrong. A book by an author you've read before. There's honestly quite a few on here that I've already read before. The one I'm going to choose for this is This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. This is the second book in the Skyland series by Kennedy Ryan. Again, I just went to a talk of hers. She is incredible. I was obsessed with her. I love her so much, and I read Before I Let Go last month and ate it up. I loved the characters. I loved the bonds within the characters. Like, I think she does such a good job of forming relationships and touching on different characters of why they are how they are, and this is just going to continue the series. I've been really wanting to read this one, so we're going to pick this one up. But if you guys haven't read Before I Let Go, I would definitely obviously recommend doing that one before this one. This book touches on Soledad, who is a character in Before I Let Go. Soledad is a planner, and you find out about her in book 1, and I really like her, so I'm excited to read more about her story and see what ends up happening with her. But this is gonna be our third pick for August. Book number 4 for August, a book by one of your favorite authors. Obviously, I love this prompt. I have a few different favorite authors on this TBR card right now. I obviously love Elle Kennedy. I love Lauren Asher so much. I love Mia Sheridan. I love Elsie Silver. There's a lot on here that I really love. I think I'm gonna go with Love Unwritten. I've actually had this on a previous TBR and I didn't get to it. I don't know why. Lauren Asher is such a comfort read for me. Her books are so easy for me to get through. I really don't know why I haven't picked this up. It's just because I've been in a slump this year, kind of, which is sad, but I feel like I'm getting out of it finally. I have been itching to pick this up. The cover is stunning. It's pink, which you guys know is my absolute favorite color, if you can't tell by my room. So this book is about Raphael and Ellie. Raphael is this billionaire. He has so much money, and he also has a son, which is where Ellie comes into play. He has hired Ellie to be his nanny and also music teacher for his son. So they end up going on a summer trip, and Raphael brings Ellie to help take care of his son, and obviously things kind of go from there. So I'm very excited to read this. I honestly haven't heard, again, too many things because I've just been off of reviews, haven't really looked into them because I don't want spoilers right now. I'm very excited to read this, and I love Lauren Asher, so I feel like I will really love this book, and it will be an easy and like quick one to read. Obviously, this is a thick book. I mean, it's like 600 pages, so it's definitely a thick book, but I think her books go super fast, so I don't even feel like I'm reading it for that long. Our fourth book for August is going to be Love Unwritten by Lauren Asher. Book number 5 is a book with a music playlist. I absolutely love books that have music playlists in them. I will always put the playlist on. If I come across a playlist in a book, I'm definitely going to put the playlist on. I'm one of those people that can listen to music while they read, so I love when books have a playlist and it kind of just gets the vibe going. But we're gonna have to do a little bit of digging, so let's see which books have playlists in them. We are actually gonna grab another Lauren Asher book for this prompt because this one does have a playlist in the inside. I'm so excited. Here's a little preview of it. We have some Drake, Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran, Justin Bieber, a lot of good ones. So I'm excited that this has a playlist in it. This is called the Dirty Air series, and this is book 1, which I honestly know absolutely nothing about. So we're about to read it together. I absolutely love this. I'm actually very excited to dive into this one. So this is all based around Formula 1, which if you don't know is like racing. This book is about Maya. She is the sister of one of the racers, and he has a rivalry with another racer named Noah. But Noah has always had an attraction towards Maya, and this is obviously forbidden because he is the rival of her brother. So they have like a forbidden attraction. Maya ends up going on this tour where her brother is competing in the world championships, and obviously Noah is also there because he is a driver himself. So they have to kind of keep distance from each other, but that obviously doesn't happen. I'm super excited to read this. It's definitely something different, but I love anything sports, so jumping into like a new sport is so much fun. It has a playlist, so we're going to use it for book number 5 for August. Moving on to book number 6 of August. Ooh, okay, a book written by a woman, which we love. Most of these books are written by women. I am choosing The Paris Apartment for this one. This is written by Lucy Foley. I actually already started reading a little bit of this last night, and I'm almost 50 pages in, so I have literally a hair tie as a bookmark right now. That's why it looks like this, but I am picking this one up, obviously because it's written by a woman. But one of my good friends, Hannah, literally raves about this book every single time I'm with her. She is absolutely obsessed with this book. She talks about it every single time I go out to lunch with her, grab coffee, dinner, anything like that, she's like, have you read The Rehearsed Apartment yet? And I have yet to read it. It's her birthday this week and I feel like I literally have to read it as one of her birthday presents. I've obviously been wanting to pick it up because of how much she talks about it. This book is based on a Paris apartment, obviously from the cover. I'm only a little bit of the ways in, but basically this girl goes to visit her brother, her half brother, I guess, and he kind of has his life together. She's like a bartender, doesn't really know what she's doing with her life, kind of recently got fired. So she goes to live with him, and once she gets to the apartment, she has been communicating with him a little bit. He tells her to ring the little doorbell at the front for his specific floor and he will let her up, but when she gets there, that doesn't happen. She has like no communication with him. He isn't answering any phone calls. She ends up kind of having to break into this building and get into his apartment. She starts noticing that things are just not right. That's how far I am into it right now. Not very far, but it's definitely captured my attention right off the bat. So I'm excited to continue reading this, but we're going to add this in as our 6th book. We have a lot of romance going on, so throwing in a thriller will be good as well. So this is gonna be book number 6 of August. Book number 7, let's see what we get. Okay, this is a genre you don't typically read. I think you guys have kind of gathered my book taste, but I obviously typically read thriller and romance. Those are like my 2 main ones, some fantasy, and that kind of wraps it up for genres for me. So I think the book I'm going to pick for this one is Last Night at the Telegraph Club. Again, this is one that I was recommended by a queer book owner here in Columbus. This is a young adult historical novel, so definitely out of my comfort zone. This book is about Lily Hugh and Kath Miller. It's based in America in the 1950s, so obviously not a time where loving the same gender is accepted, like at all. It was very risky back then to kind of pursue that, but this book is about these 2 women kind of pursuing that love that they have for one another and kind of risking it all. So I'm extremely excited to read this. Obviously I will relate to it, I feel, so I'm excited to jump into it. It has so many awards on the front. It says a National Book Award winner, Stonewall Book Award, Youth Literature Award winner. There's so many different awards this book has gotten, so I'm extremely excited to jump into it, and I've never heard of it, so I'm very grateful that they introduced me to this book. This is going to be book number 7 for August. Moving on to book number 8, a highly anticipated book. I think I'm just going to take this prompt and say like highly anticipated book for me, because obviously a lot of these have been highly anticipated, but I didn't read them like right when they came out. I am so behind, but I feel like this book has been highly anticipated, and it was highly anticipated before it came out. This is the novella after Powerless, and I still have yet to read it, even though it's such a quick read. I don't know why I haven't picked it up, but it's definitely highly anticipated for me. It's about Adina and Peyton. If you guys haven't read Powerless, you definitely need to read that before this one, because it has the characters from that book in this book. But I read Powerless literally back in January, and I really enjoyed it, honestly, but I have yet to pick up Powerful, so this is very highly anticipated read for me that I just haven't picked up. So we need to pick this up in August, so we're adding Powerful to the TBR. Moving on to book number 9 of August, we have a book with a 1-word title. What do we have here that's 1 word? None of the top row. None of these are 1-word titles. Okay, we're moving on to the next one because none of these are 1-word titles, unfortunately. So the next one is a genre you love to read. The 2 top genres I love to read are romance and thriller, I would say. So that's basically what all of these are right here. And I'm going to add Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan, because this is actually my book club's pick for August. If you guys aren't a part of it yet, I have a Fable. It's completely free to join, but we vote every month of what our book is going to be, and this is what everyone voted on this month. I'm super excited because obviously we're in like the dead of summer, and I'm actually going on a beach trip this month, so this will be perfect to pick up while I'm there. This book is about Allie Morris. She is a professional organizer, but her life is a complete mess. Her mom died 2 years ago, and her husband actually recently left her, so her life's kind of in shambles right now. But the one time she ends up kind of getting herself together and going out, her dog ends up peeing on this man, and his name is Ethan, but Ethan starts to like Allie, and they kind of hit it off. They kind of have a little summer romance, but we'll see what it turns into. I've heard incredible things about this. It has so many good ratings on Goodreads. When I looked this up, I was shocked because I feel like little summer romances typically obviously are good reads, but they're not like super highly rated, and this one was. So I am so excited that my book club picked to read this one for August. So this is gonna be number 9 for our August TBR. Okay, book number 10 and our last pick for our August TBR is a sports romance. We do have a sports romance in here already, but you guys know that I love sports romances, so I can always add another one to the TBR. So let's see what we have. I actually know the exact one I'm going to pick for this, and it's The Prospects by Katie Hoffman. This is the one that Kennedy Ryan recommended. It is a minor league baseball romance. This book is actually about Jean, and they are the first openly trans player in professional baseball. Their former teammate and current rival, Louis, I think, or Louise, I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce their name, but they are traded to his team. Obviously, there becomes a romance between the two of them, and I am so excited to read this. I obviously love queer books, being a queer person myself, but this is something like I've never read before, an openly trans man in the baseball world, so I'm very excited to read this. And again, Kennedy Ryan said this was one of her favorite reads this year, so I definitely respect what she has to say, and I'm excited to see if I like this. I just have to read this one and pick it up for my August TBR. So this can be book number 10 for August. But those were all the books that I'm adding to my August TBR. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I feel like I have a very good range in like new authors, some older authors that I love, just a big mix of books for August that I'm so excited to read. I'm very excited to create more reading vlogs this month. There will be some of your faves maybe featured in a video, which I hope you guys are excited about. But we have such a good TBR for this month. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one.